Hello everyone, I'm Peaceful Nik the Medium. Welcome back. Something weird happened. Let's see if I can get it together this time. There's Kathy. Let's try this again. Okay. I have no idea. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I am. There we go.
I have no
That's
idea
funny.
how that person got on there. It said invite, and I was going to click your name, and that person just appeared. So
It was funny though.
that was real funny and weird. I don't know. I'm trying to adjust my camera so we're the same, so our heads are in the same position. There.
Your hair looks so pretty.
I bought a curling iron. Did I tell you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks very
I'm
nice.
trying to get, well, while it's dry, Florida is so
Mm-hmm.
swampy. I'm trying to, because usually if it's humid, doesn't matter if I curl it or not. It
Yep.
goes
Yep.
crazy. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I've posted on all my platforms. Click likes. Please give us both follows and shares. I'm Peaceful Nik or Nicole. You can call me Nik or Nicole. And then we have the beautiful and wonderful
Oh,
Medium Kathi Behrens.
hello.
So we're going to see here what happens since all the changes on the tiki-taki, if we can talk to a bunch of people. So let us ask us some questions. Let us know you're here. Click like, click those likes, get those likes up, share. Sharing seems to help get us out into the world of tiki-taki. Like all these people are popping in, but the number's not changing, so who knows what's happening. I
Hi,
don't know.
Carol.
Hi, Carol. Hi, Jane. We got our fan club. I just got an email from Jeffrey Peck from YouTube from his podcast. I recorded a podcast with him, so if anybody wants to watch that, after I literally got it like 2 minutes before this live, I will be posting a link to that interview on all my socials. So
I'm so excited to watch it.
you know how when you like do a live, and I don't know if you ever have rewatched your lives or seen clips of your own lives, and you don't remember what you said. Like, does that happen to you?
Especially when I'm giving readings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Stuff just keeps
Same.
going.
Same. So, does anybody have any questions regarding mediumship, uh, psychic work, energy work? Um, Happy to answer some questions and then give some free little readings. Um,
Share with all your friends so they can all get a chance at a free reading. And tarot and oracle cards, we can answer questions about that. And I'm having the thing where I see every person that clicks a like, every like they click, it comes up. And this happens sometimes for some reason. So that's kind of crowding we have a question from
oh,
Putting Up With It is the name. How does the energy work? I'm assuming they mean mediumship and psychic powers. What's your estimation?
well, you would be probably the better one to answer this with your science background, but I'll just say that everything is energy. We're all energy. Everything is energy. So we just tap in and connect to the energy. It's really important to clear our own mind, clear our own ego, move that out of the way to make space for others' energy to come in. So that takes practice. That takes, sitting in the quiet, learning to discern your own energy from spirit energy. And how it works is, and this is for me. Now it could be different for others, but I raise my energy, I raise my vibration, I move my ego, my thoughts out of the way. I invite spirit to join me. They lower their vibrations and we meet somewhere in that middle part, and then we exchange the energy. And that comes in forms of pictures, thoughts, sounds, any kind of sense, right? Mm-hmm. So is that how you kind of see it, Nicole, and how you work?
Absolutely, I agree. I was sharing it, and I see my niece has popped on. Hello, Mandy. I agree with that completely. Just a little, I would say everything is energy, exactly like you said, and all energy is what makes up matter. Hi, Sydney. Everything is made up of energy. You condense energy, it becomes matter. So if you break down the parts of our body, it ends up being energy. Same thing with our consciousness. It is not a physical thing. Our awareness is not a physical part of our brain. No one can find it. You can look up every scientific paper in the world. Nobody knows where consciousness resides in the brain. Or does it reside in the brain? It could be in the heart. Some people think it's in the heart or somewhere in between. So all you have to do is, like Kathy said, you have to be trained. You have to quiet your mind. There's like 10 steps or so. You have to practice. You have to connect. You have to open up a space of awareness and invite the other energies into that with boundaries, of course. You don't just want anything willy-nilly coming in. I had... I don't know if I posted the video or not, but I was answering some questions from one of my videos, and sometimes the trolls get on there and say, everybody can't be a medium, that's impossible. And I'm like, yeah, we all can be a medium. Everybody can be a medium. We all have, he's like, you don't have the parts of the brain. I'm like, we all have the same parts of our brain, unless you've had some type of tragic injury or brain tumor. Everybody's body's essentially the same. So, some people just want to argue. But we all have the capacity to be mediums. We're all, it's available.
We all come from the same space. We all come from the same, and we are all souls here having a human experience. So we all come from the spirit world.
Yes, exactly. And it's all connected. Mm-hmm. It's all connected in a collective consciousness. That's why like when you're mean to somebody, something's going to come around back on you. Like you're putting out that energy, you're putting out negative energy. It's going to come back. So why not just put out positive energy? Like, why not? Like, be nice, be kind. Mm-hmm. It's not hard. Go to therapy. Karma, putting up with it. Karma, exactly.
Did you see Ivory's question? It's a really good question.
Let me see. All I'm seeing is Ivory clicked like to certify Kathy. Every time somebody clicks like, I see it. Let me look and see if I can find it.
I could read it. She says, my grandma spoke only Spanish here when she crossed over. What does she interpret or speak? So what she's saying is she didn't speak English. So what does she speak now? Or can she connect with us if we don't speak Spanish?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you've had that experience. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's about the energy. There's no English language or Spanish language in the spirit world. If you watch near-death experience videos, everything they say is telepathic. Sydney said universal language, exactly. Mm-hmm. It's not a language like we would understand it. It's more of an exchange of ideas or thoughts, but it's not in a language.
Right. So in that case, maybe I would, if they were telling me something in Spanish, maybe they would show me a picture that I would understand, and then I would interpret that information to you or through them. And sometimes I'll hear words and I'm like, what does that mean? And I'll just say the word and they're like, oh, that meant, yes, that, like, I think I came up with grandma or something in one of my readings and she's like, yeah, that means grandma. And I'm like, well, see.
Yeah, exactly. Because we can hear certain things and understand certain things. But if grandma gave me a paragraph in Spanish, I wouldn't be able to interpret it properly. Like a word or two, I might be able to repeat, like you just said, but I wouldn't, like, they know,
Yeah.
they know if we can understand them or not.
So that then they would show images, they give us thoughts, maybe they'd give us, sometimes what happens, they use what we call our database. So they use what we know. So sometimes it comes through in readings where they showed me my sister, and I'm like, Corey? And so I know that they're either saying that their loved one's name was Corey, or it's their sister, or um, their name is Corey, but there's some kind of relations. That's why they showed me like my sister.
Exactly. One time I was doing a reading and I saw a pack of my mom's cigarettes. Now my mom's passed, as anybody who knows me knows. And she smoked a specific kind of cigarettes, Pall Mall Reds. No filter. She was hardcore. It was the 70s, okay? So,
And look at weird. I just joined when you said my name.
that was funny.
No coincidence.
And so I'm giving this reading to this lady, and I see this pack of Pall Mall Reds, and I was speaking to her mother in spirit. I said, "Did your mom smoke?" And I said, "Because I'm seeing my mom's cigarettes, they're Pall Mall Reds." And she said, "Oh my God, that's the same cigarettes my mom smoked." Like, that's not
right.
The most common cigarette.
Right. But that's right. That's I guess how the energy works too. That's just another example of how spirit works and how the energy works.
Exactly. I'm just approving comments that are getting muted for no reason I can discern. I just want to say hi to Emma, my sweet Emma, and Mandy, my nieces. Thank you for joining. Let us know if you have questions. Okay, Ivory said, now I can see her comment. She didn't believe anything about the afterlife. If you can talk or see them, it's the devil. Was she Catholic?
Which is, somebody brought that up in my other live that I did the other day. And
He was Catholic. How'd I guess?
and you could talk to this because you've also experienced this, but talking to spirit and connecting to spirit is just like talking to God and praying to God, and you're communicating to spirit. And why wouldn't your God want you to connect with your loved ones? Why would that be wrong, connecting to your loved ones, right? So if you just think about it, it really doesn't make any sense when that is talked about, I guess. Mm-hmm.
People are the problem.
Ah.
People. They want us to give them money so they can talk to God for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a real stickler about that. Like, there are some good things about some versions of Christian religions and other religions, but there's also some very dogmatic, horrible, restrictive rules that keep people boxed in, that don't allow them to zoom out and look at the big picture. Yes, I was taught to pray to saints. Saints are just people. There's nothing special about them as a person. They did some cool things. Pray to saints, pray to Mary, Mother of Jesus, pray to Jesus, pray to the Holy Spirit, and pray to God. None of those people exist on earth right now. So they're teaching you to pray to spirits, to talk to spirits. Ask God, talk to God, ask Jesus. Jesus was in the human form, so he's not here anymore, so he's obviously in spirit, right? They taught us to do that, but only through them. And then you give them 10% of your check. So it's just, let's see. Ivory said, I'm Catholic and talked to several priests who agree with the afterlife. They just don't talk about it. Oh yeah, I've had some spiritual priests before. I've had some really good priests in my Catholic lifetime, but I've also had some not so good priests. I mean, I've been a Catholic for 54 years. I do not practice Catholicism anymore at all. But I would say if you're interested in the spiritual side of Jesus and the spiritual meaning of his words, read this book, screenshot it if you're interested. This is not a religious book at all, but it takes the spiritual version of what's said in the New Testament by what is quoted as being by Jesus. Now, as we all know, we can't prove that he said any of those things. It could all be made up. We don't really know. So, but it is a very good book, regardless. So Uncle Pat has sent a lot of likes, and that's all I can see.
That is my husband.
Oh, is it? Hello, Patty Matty. Did you get your heater fixed?
No. No. So now both of them are, that's why I'm like wrapped up in a sweatshirt right now. So, yeah.
Is all the snow gone?
Not yet. Not quite yet. It's melting, but I think it'll take another day or two for it to all go away. So I guess we got like 5.5 inches. Mm-hmm.
I could not believe those pictures you sent.
Yeah. I can't believe it either. We moved here and moved on a boat to be in warm weather.
Tropical. That's funny. Okay, so any other questions about mediumship, spiritual stuff, science and mediumship? I started a series on YouTube called Tips and Tricks with Peaceful Nik. Some of them are about mediumship. Some of them are about regular life stuff because I get a lot of the same question. I'm sure you do too, Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of the same questions repeatedly. Mm-hmm. And one of the questions I always get is he going to love me or come back to me? And so I make videos about things I get common questions about. They come out every day at 11 a.m. Eastern time. They're 2 to 3 minutes. They're not long at all, but there's good information in them. And I'm going to make a new series because we don't know what's going to happen with TikTok. I'm going to make a new Science Proves Mediumship is Real series that's a little more in-depth than the short videos on here. So I'm going to work on that in the next couple of weeks. Taylor has a great question. I'm going to leave this to you because I know nothing about this.
I see some mediums offer connection through a spirit box. Just curious about that. So I know one medium that does work through a spirit box. And I believe his work. I've just never done it myself. And some of the things that I have seen him do and seen and heard is just very like there's no explanation other than connecting to spirit. So I definitely believe that they are working through spirit and working through the spirit box. It's just something that I've never practiced or done myself.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I've seen a couple of videos, but I really know nothing about it at all. I have no information on that. I do want to ask what you think about physical mediumship.
Oh, so cool. And I wish, I've never had the chance to experience it. And so when you say physical mediumship, you're talking about like seeing things move or apparition or
I'm talking about the stuff that comes out of their body.
Ectoplasm.
Yeah. Think of it. Yeah.
I've never seen it firsthand. I wish I could experience it. I don't believe there's many mediums that actually do that anymore. Mm-hmm. but I think it's amazing, and I 100% believe it. Um, I just
I just,
haven't been able
yeah,
to witness it.
I've never seen it. I would, and the skeptical science part of my mind says I have to see it in the
Mm-hmm.
daylight, because the ones I've seen on TV only, they put them in this dark little closet and they
Yeah.
chain up the closet, and
Mhm.
then all of a sudden the ectoplasm's there. It's like, no, if you can do it, you can do it in the daylight, right? Like, I don't have to be in a dark room to do my mediumship. So
Yeah.
that's the skeptical
Sure.
side
And
of.
we should always be skeptical, right? We should always have some kind of, I think skepticism is healthy. A certain level of it is healthy, to question things. So, but I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
I would love to see it. It might scare me, actually. Like, to see, like, if you were doing it and you started having ectoplasm, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. I might
Don't
freak
cry.
out. Like,
Don't
that's
cry.
so intense and crazy. Like, for something that, for you to have so much connection to spirit that
Mhm.
it manifests in a physical form. Like, it seems super intense and like, wow. So,
So, along those lines, have you ever been in a seance or part of a seance?
it was never, not by anybody that was trained.
Mm, okay.
One time in the mid 90s, I was with a group of people and they were using a Ouija board, and something appeared to be told to me by my mother. And it wasn't anything detailed. It was something anybody who knows your mother died could say. So, but it was very emotional for me.
You
But
felt it. You
yeah,
felt it.
yeah, it was very emotional. She spelled out some words on the Ouija board, but
Oh, okay.
but their hands were on it. So the skeptic part of my mind is like, they could have just said that. So, you know, that's that's my. But no, have you ever been in a séance?
I have not. However, I've watched, and some people on here might be familiar with her, Suzanne Giesman.
Oh, I
If you
love
look
her.
up some of her videos, she has some videos about being in a séance, and yeah, look it up. I think it's amazing. I think it's
Because
cool. Well, I would love to do that.
I watch her videos. I'm going to look that up. So I just want to tell everybody, I apologize if we're missing your comments, because I'm getting, every time somebody clicks like, it's showing up. So I have Miss Julie B said, "Do you interpret
Oh,
dreams?"
uh,
And putting up with it said, "Can you see auras?" I cannot see auras. Can you see, or I mean, I can see them when I'm trying to see them. I'm not saying I can't see them. I don't make that part of my mediumship practice. That's what I'll say. What about you?
yes, and yeah, I'll just say yes and yes. So, but I also want people to understand that auras are constantly changing. So, depending on your mood or what's happening, they're always changing. They're not always the same. Um, so, if and we practice, did we practice this in class where we would look and we would focus and we could see the auras, where we drew the auras and we could and it was always shifting and changing, and the colors are always different. So if you really focus, yes, and you want to, and you set your intention to see auras, yes. um, and do you interpret dreams? um, I don't know if I'm getting the question right. Do you interpret dreams? Like, do we interpret dreams, or do we have like vivid dreams or lucid
I think
dreams?
she means, do we interpret the dreams? I think. If not, please comment again.
If somebody has a dream and they have a question about a dream, we could always check with spirit, and you can do this too. You just check in with yourself, your higher self, your intuition, and what was that dream about? 9 times out of 10, it's something subconscious within ourselves, our own thinking is why we're having the dream. And then there are, of course, the visitation dreams or the lucid dreams. What do you think, Nicole?
I agree that, of course, we could check with our guides. And I think because, like, I'm in my mid 50s, I've had a lot of life experience. I guide people for a living in so many different ways. So I could probably interpret it with my life experience, but also I could check in with spirit. Like last night, for the first time in a very long time, I had several nightmares. I'm having some stress in my life, as we do from time to time. But I woke up several times with nightmares, and it's like, wow, that hasn't happened to me in a really long time. I need to check in what's happening. What's happening in my
Mm-hmm.
mind that's causing this? Because during the day I feel fine, but so we could always interpret them, but there's no real way to know what it means for sure. Like you might interpret somebody's dream one way, I might interpret somebody's dream another way based on your life experience versus my life experience and what we know. So I don't know that. I'm interested in it. I've read books about dream interpretation years ago, and I've tried to look it up and interpret my own dreams, but I don't think it's exact. Like symbols in mediumship, you know how some people, like when I see a necklace with a little hanging object on it, that's my symbol for somebody's cremated because a lot of people have the ashes in the necklace. And so that's my symbol. You might see a necklace with a little thing on it and interpret it as a gift from grandma that you inherited. I think that's kind of the same with.
So Julie did say, that's what I need. It's about my past husband. My daughter had a dress about husband. He was helping fix the house, and my husband was crying. So I would say to you, Julie, that that is something you're subconsciously holding on to. There's something when our loved ones come through in dreams, when it's an actual visitation and they want you to know something or feel something, it's going to leave you feeling good. You're going to wake up and say, oh my God, that was so real. I felt him, I saw him, and I feel good. They come to visit in your dreams to let you know that they're okay. They want to give you a hug. So when we have dreams that don't make sense, when they're upset, that is likely our own subconscious, something going on within us that we need to resolve. And her comment got, let me see here.
I see it because
Yeah. He was saying he didn't belong here on earth. So that is something that I believe that is something, going on within yourself, feeling that way, because he would want you to feel good, right? He wants you to feel good. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to feel, when he comes to visit, like an amazing experience, right?
yes, I agree. I'm just reading the comments and they're so spread out because of the likes. And Kelly said something about will lose their subscription benefits soon, but I didn't see the rest of what she said. So hello to Kelly. And Nikki said, I never can remember dreams. Does that mean I don't dream? No, everybody dreams. My husband never remembers his dreams either. Hardly ever. And then Julie said it made me so sad that he was lost. He's not lost.
Mm-mm. No, no, no. So just know that was not a visitation dream. That was just something, when we are grieving, right? Um, it's so hard. It's so hard. And there's no time limit on it. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. So it's just sometimes we hold on to these feelings and they manifest themselves into these dreams. Okay. So I just want you to know that that was not him. He's okay. I always like to remind people we are souls here having a human experience. And when we transition, we're transitioning back home. So we're always okay. Our soul is always at peace. And he is not lost. Not lost.
Right. And nobody ever gets stuck.
Right.
Nobody ever goes to hell. Hell is not a real place. That's made up for a variety of reasons. Um, so you don't ever have to worry. In our loved ones, I was giving a reading yesterday to a lady who there was some medical negligence and her son passed. And they're in a lawsuit. And the lawyers were showing to the court that her son suffered for several hours. And I said, I understand that. That's the lawyer's job.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyer's job is to, because she was very upset, obviously. The lawyer's job is to prove how much he suffered. But in reality, in the real spiritual reality that I like to live in, the body shuts down all the suffering parts and the spirit can leave. If the spirit knows you're dying in 10 hours, in 10 human hours, it can leave the body. It's not going to stick around. It's going to float up at the top of the room and watch everybody come in and out. And, you may feel a little flutter in your ear or a hand on your shoulder and there's nobody there because the spirit's like, hey, I'm not in there anymore. Like if anybody's ever viewed the body of someone who has passed away, they don't, you can tell their soul is not there anymore. It doesn't, they don't contain the soul anymore. You can tell it's not, it's like meeting a sociopath. You ever see a person who's a true diagnosed sociopath? There's something missing. Like there's no, I don't know, soul life, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Was that very confusing?
Kelly said she's trying to resubscribe. She needs help. But I don't know.
Girl, I don't even know. I don't even know. I had a couple of subscribers. I have no idea. I don't even know if that's still a thing anymore. I'm sorry. Thank you, though. Putting up with it said, if you're considered brain dead, can they hear us?
100%. Right? Because we are not our bodies. We are our soul. Right? So people in comas can hear us. People, what else? Oh, even people that, so I work with a woman whose husband has, what is that called?
Alzheimer's, dementia?
Yeah, Alzheimer's. And even though he can't verbally speak to her, I can connect to his energy and he gives her information that way. So yes, even if you're nonverbal, you can communicate. If you can't hear, you can communicate. So yeah, and if you want to say brain dead or whatever, we're a soul, we're a spirit. Yes.
Yep. And the soul can process everything. And the other thing about the soul processing everything is it's 360-degree vision. They're not just seeing like our two eyes see in front of us. The soul can see everything that's happening above, below, all around, in every direction at all times. And I love that you brought that up about your client whose husband has dementia, because this is something I don't think enough people are aware of, that someone doesn't have to be passed away in order to communicate with them. If you have a strained relationship with a living person, a relative that you really wish you could fix your relationship with, but it's not possible in the physical world, you can learn to communicate with their higher self. Mm-hmm. And you can talk to their higher self and you can, ask them questions, work things out. You may have a better understanding of why they made the choices in this life that they've made. The human may not ever be able to admit to that, but the higher self will be able to communicate that to you, because everybody has stuff that has happened to them, whether it's a tiny little bit of trauma or a huge, huge bunch of trauma. And that is what causes them to follow whatever path they choose and make the choices they've made. So there's always an explanation for why somebody does something. That's not an excuse to say it's okay that they do those things. It's not saying, oh, I was abused, so I abuse people, so it's okay. No, that's not what I'm saying. Saying if you were abused and then you abused somebody, that's the reason you did it, but that's not okay that you did it. So, oh, there's 46 new messages. Hold on. I think they're clicks, they're likes. Okay.
I don't see anything else. I'm curious, those viewers that we have many of them had readings, mediumship readings, connecting to spirit?
Ooh, great question.
Yeah, if you have had mediumship readings, what was your experience too? Like, how did it make you feel? Did you come away feeling connected? Did you feel more connected, or did you feel did it leave you with more questions? Did you feel at peace? Did you feel like a weight was lifted off?
It said yes, but it wasn't good. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So the reading wasn't good, or you came away not feeling good? I guess that could be both, huh?
Ivory said, I have had two. I felt more connected and at peace for the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
said comforted and grateful for the opportunity. Putting up with it said both.
Oh, okay. So it kind of leads me to when you're choosing somebody to connect. I know, we're here on TikTok, and there's so many of us that are on TikTok. And so when you choose somebody to connect, think of it as, this is something sacred, right? You're wanting to connect to somebody you love and you have this special bond with. The cash, money, and wallet blew me away.
Oh, I think she's.
Oh, yeah. You're reading. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She sent me pictures.
Yeah, I saw that. So it's just important when you're choosing somebody to give you a reading, or you're choosing a medium, make sure you do your research. Watch a few different ones and see who you feel connected to. Because it is such a sacred thing, and it's you always want to leave a reading feeling better than when you came in.
Absolutely.
And that's always our goal, at least.
Hi, Ruthie. We're just talking mediumship. And then somebody else said something. Jean Clark, I haven't, but I want to book one ASAP. We both have specials right now. All of our links are in our bios. You can go whoever resonates with you the most. And I know I have specials, and I know you have mini reading specials too, right, Kathy? Mm-hmm. Kelly said, both of you ladies have given me outstanding readings with extraordinary accuracy. Thank you very much, darling. And Lori, 100% and both of y'all achieve that. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Kaylin, is Chuck still around me? So I just want to answer this for everybody. Our loved ones are always connected to us, okay? I always liken it to they're just a thought away. So as soon as you think about them, they are there. They are with you. Their energy is with you. So don't ever think, and it doesn't matter time, right? No matter how much time has gone by here in this physical world, there's no time in the spirit world. So it doesn't matter if your loved one passed away 50 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 minutes ago.
Right? Exactly.
So I just like to remind everybody that yes, your loved ones are a thought away. They're not in some faraway place. They're all around you, right?
Exactly. There's a couple comments, but I want to tell this story real quick. I was giving a reading yesterday, And I immediately felt like I was going to vomit right before I logged on to the reading. And I felt like somebody's pregnant, somebody's pregnant, somebody's pregnant. And I asked, and I knew it wasn't my client because she's past pregnancy age. But I said, is someone in your life pregnant? Because I feel like I'm going to vomit. Like, and she's like, no, 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 no. And at the end of the reading, she goes, oh, my niece is having twins and she just found out. And she's just a few weeks pregnant. And I said, didn't I say that earlier? She's like, yeah, but I forgot. And so when you have a reading, you're not going to remember every single fact in the world in that moment. And we call that psychic amnesia. So that could also be part of sometimes when you get a reading, you're not remembering something or you need to check with another person for that validation. There's a number of factors. And Kirby said every medium reads different and might have interpreted the messages in a way that didn't resonate. And that can also happen.
Yep. And I guess, it's also important that you go into the reading with no expectations, right? Be open. I mean, you should always expect to feel better coming out. Okay. I'll give you, always expect to feel some kind of comfort or something to ease your soul, or but it's very important to go to a reading open-minded, because sometimes, like Kirby said, some of the messages may have been interpreted wrong, or like Nicole said, you could find out after the reading. You could, you'll think of it like an hour or two later or a couple of days later it happens. So that is also important to go into readings with an open mind.
And sometimes it's just a matter of the medium isn't the right fit for you. I'm not the right fit for everybody. I'm sure Kathy would agree. There are some people energy just not going to resonate with. And sometimes I get into a reading and the sitter is so blocked off. I have this one client this happened with, and I'll never forget it, and it haunts me to this day. He was so rigid and blocked off. He wasn't taking any of the information, nothing, absolutely nothing. And when you're in a reading, you have to be open to receive the information. You can't just be a stone cold block, because then your energy's not moving or doing anything, and it just affects all of the energy of everything. You have to be willing to work with the medium and have an open mind and an open heart. That doesn't mean the medium is going to be great all of a sudden if you suddenly open up. Some mediums just aren't good. Some mediums just aren't developed. Some mediums need more training. That does happen. And some are just frankly scammers. That also happens, as we all know. So you have to make sure they can provide you with references. If you wanted to book a reading with a medium and you're very worried that you're going to get scammed, ask them for references from clients. Look at their website. Look at all their social media. If they just started social media yesterday and they have no history of social media presence, maybe pick somebody that has a little more history so you can check, do they vibe with you? You don't want to book with somebody that doesn't vibe with you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's Kirby's point. That's why it's important to pick a medium you feel strong connection and comfortable with. And that's true. That's why I said, just do your research. Like there's so many out there, and there's so many good ones out there. And I also want to say famous or celebrity doesn't equal better.
Years.
Or charging $600 for a reading versus charging $100 for a reading doesn't mean you're going to get better. So just get those things out of your mind. Sometimes I'll have people ask me that about celebrity mediums, and when I see this on TV, they're so good, the information comes like da-da-da. I'm like, that's edited. Watch somebody like us give a real reading, and there's pauses because we're downloading information. It's not like dialing up a phone and saying, okay, now tell me your name, how old were you, what happened. That's not how the information comes in. So those TV shows kind of do a disservice to mediumship that way. Because
If
then
you
people expect it to be that way.
Yes, and a good example of, in my opinion, and I love Tyler Henry, I think he's wonderful from what I know of him on TV, but he has a Netflix live special, and the first episode he did, it's on there now, Tyler Henry Live, something, something. The first episode was not his best work. It just wasn't. I mean, he didn't get a lot of information. He was scatterbrained and all over the place. He was probably just nervous, and that's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That happens sometimes. You know, it's his first live. He's got 5 people on the panel that he has to read, and he was kind of all over the place. That, if you want to know how sometimes things break down, watch that first episode. Now, some of his other episodes are great, but it's real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I do think he's very talented and a wonderful medium. And I love that he's doing that show live, right? Mm-hmm. He's doing it live. So there's no editing. And, you know, you get to see that not everything is so clear.
Exactly. Right? And that's the thing. It's not clear. We sometimes, and I'm sure you know this too, Kathy, it's like somebody sitting here feeding us a dial-up call, right? This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what blah, 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 blah. And you're getting so much information, you can't stop. And then other times it's like, show me something, show me anything, please, something, a number, a month, a symbol, a flower, show me anything. Because sometimes it's just every spirit we're connecting to is different. Our clairs are all different. It's just, you have to understand this is not an exact science. But Kirby said, you're reading the sitter's energy too, and I think that was a comment from earlier. That's true. Ivory said, do our loved ones remember the mediums we use? Like if they have a message, could they go directly to, and I'm sure she means, I don't see the rest of it, but I'm sure she means to the regular mediums. I've had that happen.
Mm-hmm. So I have a client that I've been working with ever since her loved one transitioned, and she tells me I've been to several other mediums, but the clearest information always comes from you, which could just be that we have a lot, like just like he was in this physical world, we have a lot in common. The things he gives me, I'm very aware of because I've had similar things happen in my life. So, you know, that's our toolbox. That's not our toolbox. That's our
database.
Right? That's our database is the same, and that's the connection. So not that those other readings were bad. It's just that she comes back because she just gets clearer information. And it's just like souls here and souls in the physical or in spirit, their personalities don't change, right? That consciousness is still the same. So some you prefer, others over, you prefer to communicate and connect with this medium because they share a similar database.
Exactly. And it's no one should be offended if, say, one of my clients sees us on the live and they would rather have a reading from you. Well, then spirit guided them to you. That's fine by me. Like, get as many readings from as many mediums as you want. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I have no control over that. I don't own my clients, right? They can do whatever they want. So yeah, whoever you're resonating with, whoever you feel good with, because like I tell people, I have a lot of history of addiction and trauma in my family. And so I get a lot of clients who have lost people through addiction and trauma. That's my database. So I have a lot of life experience with that. I do not have a lot of world traveling experience. So I don't get a lot of clients who've traveled around the world because I can't recognize that because I've never done that. I've watched a lot of documentaries, but so it just, spirit brings you to who you're supposed to connect with.
Yep. right? Spirit will
Yes.
always put people and places in your path for your highest good. Yeah, for
And
sure.
then
And there's
go
no
ahead.
competition. I always want to say this too. It's always good to collaborate, and there's no competition, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
We're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to raise the vibration of the planet as much as we can and help as many people, because things are a little crazy right now. Things are a little uneasy for a lot of people right now. So we need to help spread as much healing and love and peace as we can. And Kirby said it's important to watch them, meaning the mediums, get references and use discernment. Yes, yes, yes. Kirby, you must be a healer of some sort, because yes to all of that. And don't close off to all mediums after one bad experience. Just like humans, they are good and bad. Yep, mediums are human too. Yeah, I've experienced days where I'm like, oh, I messed that up. I did not do good. And other days were like, oh my God, that was the best reading I've ever given.
Right, but our intentions, there are people that are out there that don't have the best of intention, but our intention is always to do good, right? To do
Exactly.
good better. And, both of us, I know this for sure, and I know a lot of ethical mediums and mediums on here that will, if we can't connect to your loved one, or we're not bringing through who you want to connect with after the first 10 minutes, we'll cancel your reading. We'll reschedule it. We'll refund you. We'll do something like that. We won't make you sit through a reading that's not connecting, right? So that's what you also want to look for, things like that to protect yourself too.
Absolutely. And I had a client who I was giving a reading to, and the reading was interrupted severely by the internet. And I thought it was my internet because they're redoing the internet in my neighborhood. And it was so bad, I offered her a redo. So we went and did the redo 3 months later. And in between those two readings, there were no internet problems in 3 months. And we get to her next reading, and the internet started going out again. Now, it just so happens she became a student in my beginners class. And we had a practice session the other night, and the internet went out again.
Oh.
Like it didn't go out completely, but it was going in and out so bad. And so we decided as the class, because the class knows the history, that it's her husband.
Oh.
Every time she's on there, the internet goes crazy. And so yeah,
That's
they can do things like that.
So I have another question for people who are on here. So we talked about mediumship readings, but what about, have you had tarot card readings? Have you had oracle card readings, or just basic, like a psychic reading about your past, present, and future? And if you've had those readings, what was your experience? Did you find that the cards resonated? Yeah, let's talk about cards.
Okay. While they answer, Kirby also said people forget mediums are still humans with their own feelings, bias, yes, and experiences. That does happen. Internet is energy, spirit is energy. It's not a coincidence. Yes, yes, yes. And Ash, yes.
Oh, go ahead.
And Ash said yes, and putting up with it said no.
Okay.
And Ash said most of them were good experiences and resonated.
Okay. So there's only a couple answers about the cards. So then my next question is, has anybody ever had readings with, they're called dowsing rods, where you ask yes or no questions, and the rods either open up or close, yes or no, or a pendulum reading? Has anybody either worked with them themselves or had those readings? And I'd like to hear what your thoughts were on those. Okay, no.
I know, I am pretty sure, I believe dowsing rods are real because I used to live in a tiny town in Missouri when I was a kid, and they would use dowsing rods to find wells. And when the rods crossed and they would dig, there'd be a well.
Mm.
So that was obviously way, 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 way before I became a medium. So I
Mm-hmm.
believe in that if it's not being faked, because pendulums and dowsing rods are really easy to fake. And these people who do this,
Oh,
it's a round object on a round finger. It's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
fall off,
yeah, yeah.
right? Just from you breathing. Put a square object on a flat surface. If it moves, I believe you have telekinetic powers. So we have to understand not everything is what we think. My spirit, my whatever didn't make it fall off. I moved and it fell. It's round on round. That's going to happen.
So Lori and Kelly use a pendulum. Have you ever used a pendulum?
I had pendulums used on me when I was pregnant,
Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
the boy girl. Now, I don't remember what it said, to be perfectly honest, because my kids are adults. Um, but yes, they did use the pendulum. I don't remember if it was right or wrong.
So what about Lori and Kelly? When you use your pendulum, do you find that it gives you the right answer or gives you the answers? How do you feel using those? Lori says she loves that tool. So
I think that I'll give you an example of why I think the dowsing rods and pendulums can be accurate. I have a video I snipped of Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he's a real scientist. He doesn't believe in the afterlife. He doesn't believe in anything metaphysical, nothing. And he had this mechanism on his head, and there was a lamp to his side, and there was nothing connecting those two things. And he used the power of his thoughts to turn the lamp on.
mm,
So
cool.
if we can do that,
Yep.
we can make the dowsing rods and the pendulums swing.
Yeah, because it's energy, of course.
Yeah.
So Kelly said, actually, I was using dowsing rods in my room in Florida to see if there was indeed energy. Yeah. And
Then
Lori, oh, I'll just say, and Lori said it does, and it even made my husband a believer.
good. And then the rest of Kelly's comments said, then I got a reading from Nik in my room, and she indeed confirmed the energy I was picking up. Oh, good. That was a while back. Are we going to do a couple card readings?
We could do card readings, or I could do mediumship.
Okay.
I always like to practice my connections. So.
Okay. I'm going to go step away for a minute. My husband's going to be home and open the garage in any second, so I'm going to go close this door. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. So, I don't know if there's too many people here, so let's just do what if you want to put the first name only of a person or pet that you would like to connect with in spirit. If it is a pet, just please put Snoopy the dog. But otherwise, if you would like to receive a reading, just put the first name of the person you want to connect with in the chat. If it is an animal, just put the first name of the animal, and if it's like Garfield the cat, Snoopy the dog. And I'll just give everybody a couple seconds to put their... I don't know why that comment got blocked. I'll just give everybody a second to kind of put their names in. And then Spirit will just guide me where to go. Kelly, I just bought Snoopy pajamas. That's funny. Okay, I think everybody's kind of put something in. I'm just going to scroll through, and then wherever I stop, we'll go from there. Putting up with it says Chad. What is your Well, you don't have to give me your name. Putting up with it said Chad. I'm putting Chad. Okay, just give me a second. So Nicole, I just picked putting up with it. They would like to connect with Chad.
Okay. Do you want me to bring them on camera?
Oh, that would be great.
If I can figure it out.
Yeah. You know, if it's okay, if you want, I don't think there's too many people here, so comments shouldn't be too hard to read. But if it works out, it's always great to have a voice, at least.
Penny is her name. I'm going to invite you. You don't have to show your camera if you don't want to.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I don't know. Maybe it froze. Oh.
Oh. Yay. Okay. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Penny.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me. Okay, so we want to connect with Chad, correct?
Yes, please.
Okay. Right away, as I'm connecting, I know that Chad has a good sense of humor. He likes laughing, because that's the first thing he shows me is laughing. Okay, you understand that with him?
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you. And it's almost like this is what he was known for, and like even putting on a show, because he's like when he was like very animated too, because he's using his hands. Do you understand that with him?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, thank you. He's putting a lot of love around you, and when they do that, that's my sign for family. So was Chad family?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Gosh, he just keeps making me feel like I want to pull a prank on you. I'm a good prankster. So I'm trying to give you some more information here, Chad. Did he also like trucks? Because he just brought a truck into my awareness.
Yes, we had it.
Okay, thank you. And he does make me feel like this was like he beat down this truck. Like like, did you have it for a long, long time? Because he's just like, this thing was used.
I got it from my father when he passed.
Okay. So was it used? Because it's just like, oh, it's like, I don't know. It just makes me feel like there's a lot of work that needed to be done and we abused it. I don't know. Do you understand?
Well, yeah, he did because he didn't put oil in it. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Honey, okay. He's also showing me driving it in the snow and like maybe like doing donuts and things like
Oh, yes. Yes.
yeah, like really he's like yeah show how I was like how I would use this truck. Okay, thank you. He even like mud on the top, mud everywhere. I mean, like he's just making me feel like I want you to show her or talk about how I really abused it. So
He did.
yeah,
He did. And it was a good truck.
yeah. Okay. See, and this is part of his humor too. He's like, bring through these fun things. Like he wants to talk about the fun things because he does make me feel like his transition was very sudden,
Yes.
very unexpected. So,
Yes.
and there's still like some feelings here that I could have done something. And he wants you to know that there's nothing you could have done. Okay? Do you understand why he's saying that?
Yes.
Okay. It does make me feel like this is something that you ponder and you go over. Like you try to change the scenarios. And he's like,
coulda, shoulda, woulda. Yes.
yeah. And he's like, I want her to stop doing that. Okay. Because there's nothing that could have changed the outcome. Okay. This is an important message for you. Because he wants you to be able to start healing. And he just makes me feel like this has kind of been weighing you down a little bit where we need to just focus on healing, focus on our healing. Why is he showing me? Okay. And were you just looking through his things, or are his things in boxes near you? He's having me draw boxes.
Yes.
Okay. So just know when you're looking through those things and packing those things that he's right there with you, like helping you, kind of comforting you. He's showing me like kind of hugging you from behind. Like, so pay attention to how you feel like on your shoulders. And he's giving me like the goosebumps now. So I hope you can feel that energy. He's like hugging you or helping you. So pay attention to how you feel, the sensations you feel around your shoulders. Okay. Because he's like, I need her to feel me. And oh, he's making. Did he cough a lot or have problems with breathing?
Yeah, he had a bad cough.
Okay, yeah, because he is making me want to cough right now and clear my throat. Okay, thank you. He also wants me to talk about your dog. So we have a dog.
Yeah, we have one. I have two actually, but
well, is there one named like Tiger or something? I know it's a dog, but it's making me want to draw like a tiger. Does one look like a tiger?
No.
Okay. Interesting. Hang on to that. I don't know if you're going to hear the name Tiger or Tiger's going to come up.
I don't know if he was talking about Duke. Duke looked like a lion in the face.
Oh, yep. Look, I don't know if you could see, but I drew kind of like a lion.
Yeah.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a dog he wants me to talk about. Okay. It's almost like that's my favorite dog.
It was.
Yeah. It's like, that's my favorite. So he wanted to talk about that dog. Okay. So right, this is his way of just showing you and letting you know that he's present, right? Because he saw the boxes and he sees like looking through his things. He's present, talking about the dogs. He still have his funny personality, and for some reason, he just wanted to laugh about that truck. So just a quick little message from him to let you know that he's very close. He's never, and it's almost like, I don't know if you've said these words together, but he's like, I'm never leaving you. So do you understand? Is that something you would say to each other? I'll never leave you. I'll never leave.
That's
like
what. Yeah.
He's wanting you to know I'll never leave you. Okay. Also very important that we start healing and move and really not focusing on how he left the physical world, but the time that he had with you in the physical world. That's an important message for you as well. So thank you, Penny, for allowing me to connect with Chad and bring through some messages for you today. I hope it leaves you feeling a little better and a little bit more at peace.
It does. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I don't know how to... Do you know how to remove, or does Penny know how to?
I will try.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how.
I think I have it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Whew. Good job. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I have to pay attention to the time because I teach a class in a couple hours, and I completely forgot because I was so into I have in my awareness a child that is just staying here that I think it's a young boy. It's hard to tell by the way they look. That has curly hair, and it's very important that they tell me they have curly hair, and I can see it sticking to their forehead. So I don't know if they were swimming or sweating, and maybe you have a picture of them looking like this, and they had rosy cheeks. So either they had a fever or they were out in the sun, but I see the curls sticking to their head, and their cheeks are full and rosy. So does anybody here have this as a memory of a child that has crossed over? Please let me know. And Penny said, thank you, made me want to cry.
Oh, you're welcome.
If nobody can take that, we'll move on. But it's whoever this is very clear and is here.
Maybe just repeat the information over again, because I know you said like blonde hair or curly hair or something.
Curly hair, and it looks like they're either sweating or they've been in a pool because I can see the curls sticking to their forehead and their cheeks are full and rosy. They look to be somewhere between 5 and 10. That doesn't mean that's when they pass necessarily, but this may be a picture or a vivid memory for you. Oh, and also they were talking about trains. So,
Lori said it may be my son when he got sunburn.
okay. Did he have like medium colored hair and it was curly? And the way he's showing me, it looks curly. I mean, medium color and curly.
And trains are important, or trains are connected?
He's talking about trains. Briefly, I saw a train go through my mind.
Do you want to see if Lori wants to come on?
Sure. Let me try. Wish me luck. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's probably Lori. Let me try to add you, Lori.
Blonde, brown, and curly. Yay.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a picture like this or something? Because he's showing me very vividly.
In a scrapbook.
Perfect. Perfect. And I just saw her comments. So Kathy, you're getting comments before me. All right. So did he like trains when he was younger?
Yes, I spent a fortune on trains and wooden train sets, and oh my gosh.
Do you still have
I still have
them?
boxes of.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Because he's saying you're going to give them to somebody else, or when another kid comes into the family, they're going to get those or something. Do you have a plan for that?
I didn't, but we've had a couple of new grandbabies, so, well, not
Okay.
my grandbabies, but.
In the family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he wants you to know, don't feel bad if you give them to another kid to enjoy.
Oh.
So it's okay. He said you can pick one to keep, but the rest of them, it's okay to let them go.
That's beautiful.
Because he said, I'm not in the trains.
Yes.
Was he funny?
He was extremely hysterical.
Because he wants you to know, I'm not in the box of trains. I'm all around. So if you give the trains away, you're not giving me away. But he's like, you can keep the main one. I almost feel like you have a favorite one. Like the train engine or something. Like one that was his favorite. I don't know if he would be aware of that. But
I'm not sure. I haven't been through that box in years.
Because I'm hearing Thomas the Tank Engine. So I don't know if that's what kind of trains they were, or if they were other kinds of trains. But I'm saying Thomas the Tank Engine.
He had several types. He loved trains.
Okay, perfect. So he wants you to know it's okay to release it and let it go. It's okay because he's like, that's my message today. Release it and let it go. Release it and let it go. And he's like, don't hold on to any material possession thinking that you're going to not ever lose me. Like, that's not going to happen. You're never going to lose him. He's always going to be around. And so he just wants you to know it's okay. Release and let it go. Do you understand why he's saying that?
I do. I've been putting off cleaning out his room and his stuff for over 2 years now. And I just started the other day, and then I just had to stop.
Okay. So take your time. You don't have to do it all at once, but this is your sign from him that it's okay that you're doing that. He's telling you it's okay. Even if it's one thing at a time, it's okay to release it. and he knows how hard it is for you. And he's like, it's okay if you feel empty doing this, but just realize I'm still there. I'm still there. And then he's showing me a light in the ceiling or something. Do you have a light flashing?
All the time in the bedroom. That's Neil. When you said Neil,
DeGrasse Tyson?
yeah, yeah, he loved him. And so when you said that about the light, making the light come on and off, he does that with the bedroom light. I finally had to get to the point where I put the remote by my bed because I'm tired of getting up and down.
That is funny. That is amazing because there's a light right above my head in my ceiling up here, and he made me look at the light, and he's like, "Tell her about the light." Oh, okay, so you get the light. So just that's his sign. It's okay. I can still, no matter where you go in the world, I can still flicker the light.
He can, no matter where.
Yeah, he's like, so it's okay. Take your time, but it's also okay to release things a little at a time. And that's his message for you today, Mama.
Thank you, Nik. That was so beautiful. Y'all are so amazing. I just love y'all both.
We love you too. And we'll see you on the 30th, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And
we'll see you there.
Trying to recruit some more friends, so.
Thank you, Lori, for allowing me to connect to your son today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you later.
That was an awesome reading. I love that with the light, right? And it shows his personality again, like making his mom get up and down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm here, I'm here.
And it's so funny how they can come through with like very specific things quick. Like sometimes a 10-minute reading, you can get more information than a 30-minute reading just because it depends on the spirit, right? Sometimes they're like, boom, 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 boom. Here's all the stuff. And then one day I was giving a reading last week and I was like, I said more words in 10 minutes than I've ever said in a row in my life. And I was a teacher for 20 years. I'm like, I said, I can't even think of anything else. Like they gave me everything like condensed. Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
Well, and they also know and understand that, you know, we have a limited amount of time. So they'll try to reach out to as many people as they can. Sometimes they'll give similar messages that are for multiple people because they want to touch as many people in a short amount of time. So it's awesome. What she says, usually when he does it 3 times, he wants us to go sit in our garden do meditation. That's awesome. And isn't that beautiful that Lori is still having this beautiful relationship with her son and they're still communicating. And that's where, to our point where we say everybody can be your own medium. That's a perfect example of it right there. So.
And I want to thank Lori for saying that you were just working on cleaning out his room because I'm going to cry. Sorry. I was afraid to say release it and let it go. I didn't want to say those words because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I didn't want to make you feel bad, but he kept saying to say it. And I said it, and I know that's hard for you as a mom. So just thank you for validating that. And I'm glad he gave you that message because that's for you.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And I love our loved ones in spirit. Just they know, right? They know. And that's part of being a medium is just trusting what we get and giving it and just give it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's hard to move our mind out of the way, though.
Yeah. It is, especially when it's right? Emotional and it hits home, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Sorry, everybody. I'm a big baby.
Okay, so let me just, I'll just try to connect to the energy of the room. Since you're here, Nicole, you can maybe help me with the comments. Gosh, I do feel like there are sons here. So there's multiple sons here that want to reach out to their moms. So I know that we have Lori's son here. It's almost like he wants to bring through another son in spirit. And it's like they have very similar personalities and stories, and so it's just almost like I want people to know that we, even if we didn't know each other here in the physical world, we're connected in spirit. So that's just an important message. But I do know that I have a son in spirit, so I want to talk about him. He's really showing me like his big interest. One of his big interests was shoes. He's having me draw shoes. He also makes me feel like he always wore socks. He's showing me like these long, those long socks that almost go up to your knees. Shoes were very important to him. He's also showing me earbuds or headphones, so I know music. You'd always find him listening to music and kind of bopping his head. Okay.
I think Ivory is connecting with that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, always had socks on and music was his thing. Okay, perfect. Did he wear like those ones that you pull all the way up to your knee, or like they're long? I mean, maybe not all the way up to your knee, but he's just showing me like long socks. I don't know why. He's just very
Yes.
like fashionable with his
Oh, now you got two.
Oh, wow. See, and remember I was like, there's more than one son here. I knew there's more than one. But okay. I do feel kind of connected with Ivory because of the music. Because he is really showing me like everywhere he went, he was always listening to music. Like, you have one earbud in and it's hanging out, and you could hear with one ear, and music is in the. And he had a shoe collection. Okay, so can we try to bring Ivory on?
She's not on my list to invite for
Okay.
some reason. I don't understand why that happens.
Okay. That's okay. We could do it like this.
Okay.
We could do it through the chat. Sometimes it's just easier and quicker when I can hear your voice. But he's very strong. He's like, oh my God, my mom's begging, 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 begging. She just begs to hear me. So he's wanting to accommodate you. He says, I'm a mama's boy, so he would always do whatever you asked him to do. So he's wanting to come through today and be like, I'm doing what you want, Mom. I keep saying the number 22. Was he 22, or is the number 22 connected to him in some way? He's having me talk about 22.
Oh, she said now try.
Okay.
Okay, here she comes.
Okay.
I wouldn't know how to even change that.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so perfect. You understand all of that. And I just, he wanted me to talk about the number 22. So was he 22, or does the number 22 resonate with a date?
That's his sister's birthday.
Okay, perfect. When you said sister, he was like, so he's a mama's boy, but
yes.
he's like, that's my baby girl. So he's very connected to his sister. You understand that?
Yes, he saved her life.
Because he's like, that's my baby girl. So he just wants me to call her that. So, he had to bring her into that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Are you going to save this, Nicole? Because he's wanting me to make sure his sister gets a message. So, if she's able to watch this recording, He needs to get a message to her. He wants her to
Okay.
know that, oh, okay. For one, he says it's going to be okay. He does see that she's having a hard time right now. So you understand, like, things are kind of going on with her, and he's normally, if he were here in this physical world, she would go to him. You understand?
Yes. Yes.
And he's like, I need her to know that I'm still there and she can go to me, and I'm helping her through this journey, and things are going to get better. He keeps saying this, and so I know that it's important for her to hear. Things are going to get better. And he says for you too, Mom. He does see that we're kind of struggling, and he shows me like money. So do you understand, like, kind of
Yes.
financially things
Yes.
are up in the air. So he's wanting you to know things are going to get better. Okay. He also wants me to let you know that he's funny. He's like, you wouldn't think it looking at me, but I send you signs and I send you butterflies. So I want you to pay attention to the butterflies, because if you haven't seen them yet, you're going to be seeing these beautiful butterflies. And he's like, you wouldn't believe it's me, but it's me. Have you
Okay.
been seeing butterflies?
No, I get a lot of dimes.
Okay. I want you to pay attention to the butterflies, because, you know, he's like, I got to switch it up.
Okay.
Also, for his sister, too, he wants her to know about the butterflies.
Okay.
And he says, thank you for the tattoo. He just said somebody got a tattoo. So did you get that tattoo?
Yes.
So he's saying thank you for that. He had tattoos. You understand that?
Yes.
Because it's like, she's cool. I don't know. He's like, she's cool. Did he also have a collection of hats? Because he's showing me, like, hats.
His dad does.
Okay. You still have his... Wait, his dad has a collection, or his dad has his collection?
No, his dad has a collection of hats.
Okay. But there's one hat in particular he's making me feel like I don't know if he took this hat or wore this hat all the time. He's just making me feel like there's one in particular and it looks like it's black, very dark. Do you understand this hat? And sports thing?
Oh, it's a beanie.
Oh, okay.
Lakers beanie. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Does Dad wear this all the time?
No, but Mama does.
Oh, okay. This is why I'm like talking about the hat. Perfect. Okay. Right. So here he's bringing up things that he sees and knows what's going on. He is really wanting you to know things are going to be okay. When you you have a shirt too. He says, oh, not just my hat, shirts. So
Yes.
is there a button-down shirt in particular?
Yes.
So he knows you're wearing that, or you wear that.
Was he at his party?
Pardon?
Was he at his party on Sunday?
Oh, that's of course, right? He says, of course, of course, of course. We celebrate. He loves a big celebration. So you have a big family, he says.
Yes.
So he knows about this, and we celebrate him. But it wasn't was it his birthday? He doesn't make me feel like it was his birthday.
Yeah, it was his birthday.
It was his birthday. Why is it
24.
But was it his birthday on Saturday? Or the party was just Saturday, but his birthday was a different day?
No, birthday was the 12th, Sunday.
Oh, okay. Okay. And did everybody do a shot? Sorry, did everybody do a shot? What is this? Like, cheers.
I think that's smoking.
Oh.
We all did smoke.
Oh. Okay.
When you showed it like that, I'm like, okay, that's smoking.
Yeah. I'm like, is this a shot? Okay. Perfect. As long as you understand that, that's good. He knows too. Okay, so he is showing me there's like an oversized portrait of him. So
Yes.
he knows about this picture. He's very happy about this picture. He likes how he looks in this picture. And he's just making me feel like this is just him. So it's just his face, like just him. You understand that photograph, that oversized photograph? Oh no. Whoop.
Yes, we had it. We had it at his birthday party. It was actually a stand-up. Stand-up.
Of him?
Yes,
I know, he's like oversized.
it was
Okay.
oversized.
Perfect. Thank you. And see, no, he's talking about, does somebody put a hat on him? He's talking about a hat again. I don't know. Or did you wear his hat to the party?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So he's just letting you know that, yes, I was at the party by showing me that oversized photo, knowing about you wearing a hat to the party. Okay. Thank you for blowing out the candles. So he does know that you put the candles in and you blew out the candles. You understand that?
Yes.
Thank you. And the music. Thank you for playing my playlist or my playlist.
Yes.
Playing my
Oh my God.
playlist.
Yes.
So he's just saying thank you for that, right? I need you to know everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. That's his message for you today. Please tell my sister, right? My baby. That's my baby, he says. Please tell my baby everything's going to be okay. He's protecting her. Does she wear a necklace of his?
I do.
Okay. It's almost like he's taking the necklace and putting it on her just to let her know that I am
he's
always with her. Yep, I'm always with her. Okay.
Is he proud of her?
Oh, of course. Right. When you said proud, overwhelmingly, this feeling of, that's my baby. That's
Because
my baby.
she said she's doing everything for him.
Yeah. Yep. Very proud. That's my baby. Right. That's what he keeps saying. That's my baby girl. So he's very connected to her. And pay attention to butterflies. He's saying butterflies are going to be very significant. So either for you or her, he's going to be showing, or both, he's going to be showing you those signs of butterflies. So I just want to leave you with all of his love. And thank you so much for allowing me to connect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet, Ivory. I want to ask a question before you go. I don't know if I'm double linking with you, Kathy, or if this is someone else. But TikTok's yelling at me because I've been on here for 90 minutes, so it might kick me off in a second now. Before you said tattoo, I was connecting with somebody that I thought was somebody else, and I drew a bird and I said bird tattoo. So I don't know if this is for you, Ivory, or someone else. Is the tattoo?
We have a bird tattoo. Yeah.
Bird tattoo. And then my chest feels like it's being ripped out of my heart. Like, I don't know if somebody had a chest injury or his passing was from the chest. Or
He was shot in the chest. Yeah.
I guess we double linked. And because I didn't feel like it was a heart attack. I felt like it was a chest injury. And I feel it's very painful. And I'm like, okay, let it out. I hear you. I feel you. Okay. So that was definitely for you then. And thank you for staying on and letting me give you that. Just further validation that your son is here and he hasn't gone far away. He's just in a different form. And beautiful evidence, Kathy. Beautiful evidence. Thank you, Ivory, so much.
Thank you.
You are
Thank
welcome.
you.
And this will be, now, the plan is to download this from TikTok. Sometimes it doesn't let me, especially since the stuff going on. The plan is to download it and put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Plan. I can't guarantee that that's gonna happen. It might not let me download it. So, but I will try.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
Welcome. You are welcome.
Wow.
Yeah, I felt that whole time. I'm like, all right, man, you gotta let up on that. Yeah, because I was like, bird tattoo. So beautiful, Kathy. Wonderful evidence. Absolutely wonderful. But I have to prepare for my class. Yeah. And I have to eat dinner. So
this was great. Do you want to just quick let everybody know what you have coming up?
Yes, so I have my 2025 Friday readings. There's a couple of those left, I think, for next week. It's a 20-minute reading for $25, and that's an incredible deal. Like, that's very rare to get. And then I have my regular 30-minute and 45-minute readings. My beginner's class starts tonight, but it's full. Um, Regular readings for mediumship, tarot, oracle cards. We have the spirit exchange on January 30th. And what do you have? And all my links are in my link tree in my bio. So if you want to contact me, that's where you go.
Yep. I have some openings for readings. Not next week. Well, I don't know. I think maybe next week I have some openings. We have the Spirit Exchange on the 30th, which is only $25. And we work together. We limit it to 25 people or less. We do prizes, a Q&A, and then we do readings. And then March, for those with children in spirit, I work with Helping Parents Heal. It's a wonderful organization. I'll be doing gallery readings on March 6th. And if you need more information, go to helpingparentsheal.org. Wonderful resources and support. It's just an amazing group. So if you have a child in spirit, please check them out. And I will be there doing gallery on March 6th.
And it is a wonderful organization. And we've got some thank yous. Great work, ladies. So many people. Love your hair. Yeah, I finally bought a curling iron. I got to get those frizzies away. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kelly, Penny, Jean, Kirby, Ivory, everyone. Thank you for all being here. We'll be live again. Just keep watching our socials. You'll see us post about it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, Carol. Mwah.